Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is like a sequel to my Amazon faves video that I just put up. So we're gonna be talking about my fails from Amazon. I have never done this kind of video before. I've only done Amazon favorites, but you know, I was thinking about it and I was like, I really should do a fails, because as much as I do love Amazon overall, there are some things that are really bad and need to be discussed. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. I'm very excited for what we're gonna be talking about today, so you can save your money. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first fail of mine is this Aunt Fannie's floor cleaner. It smells like pine salt in the worst way. So it makes your house smell like a bathroom. I got it in the lemon scent. That was the last scent I tried. And it cleaned my floor well, but it only lasted like maybe an hour, because it was almost like it was sort of sticky, that it would, like, once the dogs walked on it or Thomas and I walked on it, it would like leave footprints. So I would just avoid this. It's not great. I'm actually back to using Swiffer because the floor cleaners I tried that are supposed to be a little bit more natural just weren't working for me, and we're gonna get to another one. But the main reason I hated this Aunt Fannie's one is the smell, and I just didn't think it was that great. And so yeah, just avoid it. So the next thing I'm gonna talk about is the Begley's floor cleaner. This is actually one that I didn't mind the smell of. It smells like oranges. It's really pretty, and not oranges in like a toilet sense. The problem with it is it was making my floors like not sticky but slippery for my dogs to walk on, especially the older one who does have arthritis, so he was slipping and falling everywhere. So I used 2 bottles of this and I am done with it. Like I said, I went back to Swiffer because it's just, he could not keep falling. It was really messing with his arthritis and making it even worse. So I decided to just go back to Swiffer. These 2 floor cleaners just are not good, especially the Aunt Fannie's one. The Begley's one is good in terms of like actually keeping your floor clean and making it look cleaner for longer, like without any footprints, especially if you have like hardwoods or laminate flooring or anything like that. But yeah, these just did not work because they were not 100% up to what I needed and my standards. And then speaking of my dogs, I got a couple of different dog water bowls because when we were living at my mom's house, my mom has a dog, and then our dogs were living there. Well, my mom's dog likes to play in her water bowl. So Bailey picked up that little habit, and now she still does it. And we have like a trough out there right now. It's like a circular trough-like thing. And I was like, maybe if we get something that like dispenses the water differently, then she won't do that. Well, it was nice in theory. The 2 water bowls I have here, one of the ones is like where you like push it down with your nose and drink like that. And it was so flimsy. Bailey like pretty much tore it up in about 2 seconds because she couldn't figure out how to get the water out. And it like fell apart, very flimsy, probably best for like a smaller dog. The other one is an automatic gravity waterer is what it's called. And you put water in like the thing on the top and it dispenses it. Well, it was getting filthy because she would go in there and do the same thing that she was doing like in the trough style and put her dirty paws in there, and it would get up into the water. So it was just a fail. I don't think that these are fails overall, but I do think they're fails for like if you have bigger dogs or dogs that are outside. So I would just stick to them if you have like inside dogs strictly. And our dogs are primarily inside, but they do stay outside sometimes when it's nice. And I just think that unless you have dogs that are strictly inside or smaller, you should probably avoid both of these. So then I want to talk about this handbag. This is a fail from a couple years back in Huntsville, and I ordered it to go to Aruba for our honeymoon, and I was going to use it as like my plane purse where I could fit so much stuff in it, you know, as like part of my carry-on. Well, I got it, and it is just such bad quality, and it's got such good reviews, and I was like expecting so much from it, and I got it, and it is so just not great. It's just not great. So I don't like it. I wouldn't suggest it. I just think it's really stiff, obviously very, very fake looking material, and it's very structured, so that's good, but it also makes it impossible to like expand a lot. And so I just thought it was a fail. Just a fail. So then I want to talk about these leaf ear climbers. So I really do like some fun jewelry. Like, I like to be the person who doesn't have like any piercings up here. Not to say that would never happen or anything, but I do like the big ear crawlers or like the little ones. So I got these because I thought these would be so fun. The minute I got them and put them in my ears, they both broke. I hadn't even like really bent it very much, but they just snapped, both of them. So I sent those back, ordered a replacement. The same thing happened. So it's just, I just don't think that these are high quality. Really, really cute and hate that, but they're just not very high quality because I couldn't even wear them once because they kept breaking on me. So I would just avoid those. So in my last video, the Amazon favorites video, I was talking about this new jewelry box I got for an organizer because the one that I had before, it was just so messy and had some functionality issues. So we're talking about that right now. It is this like metal jewelry organizer. It is so, I don't know, like the messiness was definitely because I had too much stuff, but the legs of it fell off all the time. So my jewelry would just come crashing down because it would just give out and fall off. And it was supposed to fit in like this. That looks really inappropriate, but it was supposed to fit in like this so it would be like more, like a little bit sturdier, and it would just, they would just fall off all the time and my jewelry would go flying. I've lost earrings. I still can't find them because of it. So I just had to scrap that one and get a new one. And I wanted to shout it out because I don't know if all of them are like this, but this one was not sturdy enough for my needs. And aside from it being kind of unorganized because it was just like so messy and out in the open, the functionality of it just was not there. So now we're kind of into beauty. I want to talk about this Roche-Posay facial moisturizer. So I really like Roche-Posay in general, but this Toleriane one, I was using this at night and it wasn't thick enough for night, so I moved it during the daytime, and it pills under makeup. So it's just not what I'm looking for. If you are looking for maybe a little bit of a lighter moisturizer, but you still want a lotion base, maybe that would be nice for you. But I would only suggest at night for that case. And if you were somebody who would like that kind of formula during the day, it just doesn't work under makeup. It pills like crazy. So I just don't think it's one of La Roche-Posay's greatest products. I love their Toleriane Retinol Eye Cream, but this is just a no-go. This facial moisturizer, just avoid it. So for a hot minute, that's actually kind of funny, but for a hot minute, I was trying hot rollers. It was an accident too. I wanted like big, I mean, I have a lot of hair, but I wanted the big voluminous like 90s blowout look, and I purchased a variety of different hot rollers, and one I got from Amazon in particular are these Conair ones. They would not get very warm, and so my hair wouldn't do anything, and they just like got caught on my hair and pulled my hair sometimes out. I don't like that. So and it was funny because a lot of people are like, these are so great. And I just don't think so, especially if you're somebody who has a little bit of texture to your hair or has a little bit of a wave pattern to it. I don't even know if this would work on like pin straight hair. I just don't understand the hype behind these. I liked the like size of them. They were large, but I just didn't think they did anything good, and they just snagged my hair a lot. And they didn't get hot enough at all. So then I got this Spa Headband like duo. These are so unbelievably tight on your head. And I have a small head. I've actually mentioned this quite a few times in the past couple of videos. I have a pretty small head, and these were like, I mean, they just like put so much pressure that I get a headache. And so I have returned them and got my money back and got it on something, like spent it on something else. They're just way too tight, and they're not like kid size or anything like that. So if you have like even a smaller head like I do, or a standard size head, I would just avoid these at all costs. So I actually have a couple of makeup things I want to talk about. First, we've got this Vodisa matte and shimmer eyeshadow palette. So I actually got this because I was like, that looks like a dupe for something. And I got it, and it was actually looking okay. Like the packaging was just like whatever, it was like plastic, but I was more looking into like the colors and the formula and stuff because I try out a lot of different dupes or like a lot of different things I think will be dupes to make videos about it, right? So I got the eyeshadow formula. It might as well just not even exist. So the eyeshadow formula on this is so awful. There's no pigmentation. The shimmers are terrible. The mattes are patchy. Everything is bad about this. Everything that could be wrong with this is wrong with it. So I sent it back and was so bummed out that, because I thought it was going to be a dupe for this Lorac palette, the Meraki or whatever. And it 100% is not, even though it looks like it might be like color-wise. So I actually did an Amazon makeup video like back in mid-2020 or something like that. And I tried out a full face of makeup that is pretty much exclusive to Amazon. And the foundation I tried was really, really bad. If I can get a clip of what happened there, I will insert it here. Does anybody else think this foundation like is like different colors on my face? Like, it's really oxidized a lot. I'm looking a little Oompa Loompa-ish today. Oh my. Foundation is not matte. It is extremely dewy, in my opinion. And it's not lightweight. I can totally feel it. I feel extremely sticky. I just look super orange, which is really annoying me. And it looks like I have a mustache right around here. Like I have a goatee of like weirdness. Let me ask you something.
What in the world?
What? Does it look like I have a yellow goatee? Like, what's wrong with my face?
No, oh my gosh, like you look so orange.
I know, no, it keeps getting worse.
It's like super freaking glowy.
No, it looks so, I hate this.
No, it's like
this is awful.
It looks like you're wearing a mask.
I know, like
a mask. Like it looks like you put somebody's face over yours.
This is awful. I'm taking it off. It looked kind of like peanut butter. It like went on okay. It was sort of shiny even though it's supposed to be matte. It says it's supposed to be a matte oil control foundation. I disagree with that. It's a mess. It oxidizes. It like sinks into your lines and the lines oxidize and turn like orange. So really horrible. Probably the worst foundation I've ever tried in my life. And I'm surprised I haven't talked about it since that incident because it is so bad. And don't waste your money. It's terrible. So I also tried out this blush and bronzer brush and it is so stiff. And this is what I was talking about. I actually talked about in the last Amazon favorite video that just went up that I have had like either mediocre experiences with makeup brushes from Amazon or just really bad ones. This was a really bad one. I read reviews and I was like, this is so good. At first when you get it, here, let me see. This part of it, this is not the brush. This is actually the brush that I love. But this part of it on this brush that I'm talking about is so flimsy. It like popped off immediately and the bristles are extremely, extremely rough. Like I was like, I could feel the irritation on my skin as I was putting blush on. So avoid it. I just don't think that it's very high quality. And in that case, just get a blush brush that's slightly more expensive because the feeling it gave my skin was just, it was awful. So then I want to talk about this, what's called a Batwing sweater pullover. This is not entirely a fail, but it is unbelievably oversized. And it says oversized, but it fits me like an extra large that I was like swimming in it. And it's not flattering either. Like it doesn't like, it's not like really cute and oversized and like really comfy looking. It's just really big and long. And I just thought it looked silly on me. So I just wanted to give it a shout out. If you like think it would work for you, you could definitely give it a try. So now I want to talk about this underwear. We're getting personal in this video. This underwear, I wanted to get what I call period panties or sleeping panties that are really comfortable, not necessarily like the most flattering, but these were like, they were supposed to be a little bit more flattering than the ones I have now, which are like straight up ugly, but so comfortable. So I got these. First I got them in a small and they're just weirdly fit because they fit in my hips and bust, but they're so big around my waist. So you can't really have any curve to you for these to work. I think that you'd have to have more of like a straight figure. And so I'm sad about that. I had to send them back because they just weren't fitting at all on me. I'm still searching for underwear like this, but these are just not meant for ladies with like bigger hips and smaller waists or really any curve at all. So now we're in the men's category. These are not strictly for men except for one, but Thomas tried them out because I didn't need to try them out. So first we have this tungsten men's wedding band. So a lot of these fails are kind of all over the place time-wise. So obviously we tried this out back in early 2020 when we hadn't gotten to purchase Thomas's real wedding band yet, but we wanted him to be able to wear a wedding band. And we actually ordered it right before everything shut down. It wasn't really that it was unattractive. Like it obviously wasn't real silver, but it was like decent to look at. Like you wouldn't look at it and be like, that's the grossest thing I've ever seen or anything like that. But the sizes were all weird. So Thomas does have a funny ring size. I don't know anybody who has like an even ring size. I wear a 4 1/4. Thomas wears like a 7 1/4. No, he wears a 7 1/2. So he tried out the 8 and it was way too tight. Then he tried out the 9 and it was like the same size as the 8. So the problem with this wedding band was that the sizes were all over the place and weren't really accurate. The look of it's not bad. It was like $20 or something like that. So if you're like really on a budget or you just need a wedding band temporarily to like be a placeholder, I think it would be fine other than the size issue. Just just thought I would throw that out there. So Thomas has sleep apnea, and before he went and got a real sleep study done, he actually had one done at the beginning of us dating, but the guy was like, you don't have sleep apnea, and we were both like, you're insane. But he got a sleep study done last year. Before that though, he was trying a bunch of different things to help out with his snoring, because not only is his snoring bothersome to me, like not in a mean way, but it's very, very loud, but it also is affecting the way he sleeps, like his quality of sleep. So we were like looking all over the place, and he was like, can you order me some of these anti-snoring devices? And it like goes up, it like the way, I don't know, it like pins to your nose or something. And we thought it was gonna work, and it didn't. It actually left him with like a little rash because it was just so tight. So these did not work at all. Another thing we tried were these nose vents, and they go up and they kind of widen your nostrils, and that did not help at all. It just like kind of irritated the inside of his nose too. He could have pretty sensitive skin in and around his nose, which probably causes issues, but it also didn't have much of a function in that it didn't really improve his snoring, it didn't improve his sleep or anything like that. So I would just suggest getting a CPAP and going and getting a sleep study done if you have real sleep apnea that's not like just a mild version, but especially like medium to severe. So yeah, I just wanted to give those a shout out. That is the end of my Amazon fails. As you can tell, there's not a ton of fails in relation to how many favorites I have, especially because I have other Amazon videos, like Amazon favorite videos that I have up, and I'll link them up in the and down below. But there are definitely some fails in here, and I would definitely recommend avoiding all of these if you can, especially if you have specifics that I mentioned in here of why it bothered me or why it didn't work for me. But I think it's really informative and fun to like tell you things that didn't work as well as things that did work. So that is what this video was about, was telling you the things that just weren't as great as most things from Amazon are. I hope you guys liked this video. If you haven't checked out the faves video that I put up before this, definitely go check it out. I'll link it up in the and down below. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also hit that notification bell down below so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Also subscribe if you're not already. I hope you will stick around. We do beauty and lifestyle over here. And yeah, I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.